My granddad painted this for me when I was 5. Archie, king of the surf. I don't surf. How's it going, everybody? Archiebrettledoesitall back with another video. So for today's video, I wanted to do a little bit of a chat. I just wanted to have a talk to you. I wanted to delve into the depths of my life over the last 3 years since I last made a video. I want to fill you in since my last channel update, which then just went absolutely nowhere. I did a channel update, I said a lot of things, and then nothing. Nothing happened until the return of Archiebrettledoesitall last Monday. So today I want to cover a couple of things that you might be interested in, or you might not be. And if you're not, that's absolutely fine. This is not the video for you. So if you want to find out what I'm currently doing for work, what I was doing during the pandemic and during lockdown, my current relationship status, and my goals and dreams for the future, this video is going to be for you. But if you're not interested in that, then watch something else. Okay, so what am I doing for work? What is putting money in my pocket? What is giving me the dollar that's enabling me to buy a nice expensive camera like this? I hear you scream. I currently work in South Coast Coffee in Bournemouth on Richmond Hill. I'm co-managing it with two fantastic people, Vic and Tom, and I work with a fantastic team over there as well, having a lot of fun, making some great coffee and making some banging food. And if you haven't been, I highly recommend you come along. So that is the day job. And then my side hustle, the other 4 days a week that I'm not working at South Coast Coffee, is kind of new. It's kind of developing, it's growing. I have aspirations, I have dreams, I have goals, and I'm just rolling into kind of like what I want to be doing, which is the main reason for buying the camera. And then as a result of buying the camera, I was like, hey, I've got a fantastic camera to make vlogs now, let's make vlogs. So I do the day job, and then on the side, I want to grow a career in videography and photography, and I want to make vlogs as well to just grow this channel as big as it's going to grow. And it's fantastic free experience for me to make videos, to edit videos, you know, to take pictures, to do all these things which are going to come with being a photographer and a videographer. So buying this camera has been a catalyst to a whole heap of change and growth in my life, which I am really, really excited about. So what have I been doing since I posted that life update, channel update, room date video in September 2019? Like, where have I been? What have I been doing? Have I been working? Have I been living under a rock? What have I been doing? So after that video came out, I just didn't follow up on anything. I just didn't have the motivation again. I crashed a little bit. I was kind of trying to focus on other little projects that I had going on. I was working at a chiropractic clinic at the time. I was also working on like a couple of little side projects that were kind of like slow burners and just kind of easing into development, but nothing really came of them because in March 2020, we all went into a lockdown. And the month previous to that, at the end of February, on like the 28th of February 2020, I was made redundant from my job that I'd been at for about 1.5 years, where I was on a decent salary. I was working about 21 hours a week. I had a really, really cushy setup, and that was just taken away from me. And then I was kind of quite positive about it. It felt like a meaningful end. It felt like I wasn't sad about it. I was like, okay, I've got loads of other projects on, like I can just jump into other work. It wasn't going to be a problem for me. I saw it as an opportunity, not as a setback. And then we were thrown into the COVID-19 pandemic, into lockdown. So I just missed out on furlough. Had the company not liquidated in February 2020, I would have been put on furlough in March, and my story would just be completely different. I would have been taking home a very nice amount of money every month during lockdown for absolutely nothing. I would have been able to save, I would have been able to invest in myself, I would have been able to use that money to invest in other businesses, but instead I had nothing, absolutely nothing. 2 months previous to being made redundant, I'd won 2.5 grand playing Texas Hold'em in a casino because I hit quad fours and I won a prize, and I had 2.5 grand, and that was such an amazing amount of money for me back then. I was able to pay off the debt I had, I was able to pocket a lot of money, and then with the redundancy money that I got from my from being made redundant in February, you know, I got 2 months worth of wages, and all of a sudden I was like, shit, I've got more money than I've ever had in my account right now. I was like, I've got so much, I had so many opportunities and so many possibilities just fall in my lap at that moment that it felt amazing. And at the point that we went into a lockdown, I just started a part-time job at this company, which, due to me obviously just starting the job and the pandemic just starting, they had to let me go because it was no longer feasible. So within a month, I lost 2 jobs. The lockdown started. I had savings behind me, so I thought, hey, I'll use my savings. It'll only be a month. It'll only be 2 months. It'll only be 3 months. And then before I know it, I burnt through all my savings. I didn't have a job. I had to go on universal credit. I was playing an absolute heap of Warzone because Warzone had just come out. I bought the game, and for the whole of lockdown, pretty much, me and all 3 of my cousins just played Warzone. We just played Warzone day in, day out, for hours on end, grinding for wins, having good fun. Then I picked up some more hospitality work, just as kind of like the lockdown started to ease, when we were doing that whole only takeaway coffees, which didn't last very long for me because my heart just wasn't in it and I didn't really want to do it. And then a little bit later down the line, while I was on universal credit, I managed to pick up an apprenticeship in social media and marketing for a startup company. On that course, I learned loads about how to start up a business, how to do social media marketing, how to do Google advertising, how to do social media advertising. I learned loads, and it was a really fantastic opportunity, and it kept me afloat for 6 months. Then that ended in September 2021. I was again cast into a kind of like unknown again because my apprenticeship ended. The company was still a startup, so it couldn't afford to take me on. And I was kind of back to square one, thinking, okay, well, what can I do to make money here? What can I do to stay afloat here? How can I pay my rent? Me, Jenny, and Harry, my girlfriend, we'll get onto that in a minute, had just started renting the place that I'm in now. I don't live with my mom anymore. I live in my own place with Jenny and Harry, and now I had financial responsibility and financial obligations that I couldn't avoid. I started doing some work for myself. I started doing some social media work. I started doing some social media management and some advertising and some marketing. And whilst doing that, I was looking for social media roles and I just couldn't land one. And at that point, I knew that I had to go back to hospitality, so I applied at South Coast. When I originally applied at South Coast, it was only meant to be like 3 days a week. I was going to do part-time and I was going to focus on social media marketing, content creation on the side. But within the first 3 weeks of me being there, a management position came available. And I've always said to myself that I thought I'd be a good manager in hospitality. So I hit the fuck it button, I went for the job, and I got it. But again, I love hospitality and I love the people that I work with, but I want more from life. I love creating content. My favorite part about hospitality is making that coffee. It's making the latte art, it's pulling the espresso, it's the customer interaction, it's the social side of the job, which I really, really enjoy. And I want more of that. I want more of that. I can't just jump into my dream role. I have to build to it. I have to get experience. I have to get good at my craft. I have to master my craft before I can ask people to pay me for my talent. So I need that job at South Coast. I need that job in hospitality. I love that job in hospitality, and I'm very fortunate that I get to do a job which I enjoy whilst I pursue my dreams. And now that leads us to where we are now. I'm still working in hospitality. I can just about see where I think I want to be, and I'm moving towards it at light speed. So that's where I've been for 3 years. Now you know. In that 3 years, I met the person of my dreams. The one and only, my one and only, Jenny. Me and Jenny dated in December 2019 for about 3 months. We dove in head deep. I still realised I wasn't over my ex. And after 3 months of dating, I had to pull the plug because I felt like I was doing her a disservice. Then lockdown hit. It forced a lot of us into our shells. It forced a lot of us to be really reflective on our lives and to think about what we wanted. And the more and more and more I sat there, most days in my room playing games on my own, like most of us did, I realised I really missed Jenny. So on May the 6th, 2020, me and Jenny went down to the beach to have a couple of beers, and hit things back off again. Because of the situation that the world was in, it kind of forced us into an unexpected scenario. Very quickly, me and Jenny started living together, staying at her mom's house over in Ringwood, and it forced us together really quickly. For a lot of people that would be too much, but for me and Jenny it was perfect. I lived there for 6 months, and as things started to open up, we decided that we wanted to be a little bit closer to the hustle and bustle of a town, so we moved back in with my mom in Bournemouth. We lived there for 6 months, and just as we did at her mom's house, we had a great time at my mom's house too. Then things started to drop into place even more. My cousin Harry, who lived up in Wolverhampton, finished his apprenticeship as an aircraft engineer and decided he wanted a change of pace and moved down to Bournemouth with us. On May the 21st, 2021, we moved into this place. We've been here nearly a year now, and in that year, we've had an absolutely fantastic time. You know, we had the Euros here, we've had many house parties, we buckled down for the winter. We've been in this flat nearly a year now, and I can honestly say that living with Jenny and Harry has been an absolute pleasure. Living with Jenny now for a year without the influence of our parents has only made my love for her stronger, and every day, every week, every month, every year, 2 years now coming up in May, I realise that she really is the person for me, and there is not a doubt in my mind that she is a woman that I will be with for the rest of my life. Jenny, I love you. Just to make this video a little bit more interesting, I want to set myself a prediction. So the current goal I'm setting myself for this channel is what YouTube requires for you to monetize videos. Not because I want to make money for YouTube, but I just feel like if I can get there, if I can get to the point where YouTube recognizes me as a proper channel, where I've got enough subscribers and enough views and enough watching hours to make it, that's where I want to be. And I know it takes years to get to that point. I've watched countless YouTubers talking about the struggle that they had, getting their channels off the ground, retaining views, getting subscribers. I know it takes a long time, and I don't think that I'll get there anytime soon, but I want to set a goal for the next 6 months. Where am I going to be on the 9th of October? No, actually, where am I going to be on the 25th of September 2022? That's my birthday. I'll be 25 then. What is my prediction for where I'll be then? Now, I'm a bit of a nerd. I quite like maths, so I'm going to base my prediction on maths. So in the last 28 days, I've gained 11 subscribers, I've gained 373 views, and I've gained 16.7 watch time in hours. So if I maintain this consistency week in, week out, and those numbers stay the same, I am estimating that by the 25th of September 2022, I will have 150 subscribers. I will be averaging 250 views a video, and fingers crossed, I'll be getting about 50 hours worth of watch time a month. So we're gonna check back on the 25th of September 2022 to see if I was right. All right, that's gonna do it. That is gonna do it for this video. This is very different to my last 2 videos. Those have kind of been vlogs, they've been a little bit more creative, they've been a little bit more artsy. This is just a sit down with me, let's have a talk, where have I been for 3 years. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope it was interesting. There's been a couple of, I put a little story out on social media the other day asking people for like video ideas and what they want to see, and a couple of people asked for a life update. So to those couple of people, this video is for you. For those people that didn't want this, I'm sorry, but you're still here, so you clearly watched it. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you sticking around to the end if you're still here. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you want. Let me know what you think about my life, and I will catch you in the next video. See you later.